Sarah stared out of her bedroom window, watching the leaves dance in the gentle breeze. It was a beautiful day, but her heart felt heavy. Just a few months ago, she and her best friend Mia would have been outside, laughing and enjoying the sun together. Now Mia lived hundreds of miles away in a new city, and the distance felt like an unbridgeable gap. Sarah and Mia had been inseparable since childhood. They shared secrets, dreams, and countless adventures in their small town. They would ride their bikes to the park, build forts in the backyard, and stay up late talking about everything. But when Mia's family moved for her dad's job, everything changed. The day Mia left felt like a piece of Sarah was taken away. Now, every time Sarah picked up her phone, she hesitated. She wanted to reach out, but the thought of how far they had drifted made her anxious. What if Mia had made new friends? Odd! If she didn't want to talk to Sarah anymore? Those thoughts swirled in her mind like dark clouds. One evening, Sarah sat on her bed, scrolling through her phone. She came across a photo of her and Mia from last summer. They were at the beach, grinning from ear to ear, sand in their hair and ice cream cones in hand. The memories flooded back and tears stung Sarah's eyes. She missed Mia more than she could express. What if I just sent a message, she thought, her heart racing. With trembling fingers, she typed, "Hey Mia, I miss you. How have you been?" After hitting send, she felt a mix of hope and fear. What if Mia didn't reply? What if she had forgotten all about their friendship? Days passed and Sarah anxiously checked her phone. No response. Each time she looked at her screen, disappointment washed over her. She felt alone, surrounded by friends at school, but unable to connect with them like she did with Mia. Her mind kept wandering back to the fun times they had shared, the laughter that filled the air, and the unbreakable bond they had created. One rainy afternoon, feeling particularly low, Sarah decided to take a walk. She needed to clear her head. As she walked through the park, she saw families playing, couples holding hands, and friends chatting. It was all so vibrant, yet she felt like a ghost, drifting through a world that didn't quite include her. As she wandered deeper into the park, she found a quiet bench under a large oak tree. She sat down, resting her head against the cool wood. The sound of raindrops began to fall, tapping lightly on the leaves above her, reminded her of the times she and Mia would sit under the trees, talking about their dreams and fears. In that moment, Sarah realized something important. She missed Mia not just because of the fun times they had, but because of the way they understood each other. They had always supported one another, no matter what. If she felt this way, surely Mia did too. Maybe she was missing Sarah just as much. Just then, Sarah's phone buzzed in her pocket. Her heart raced as she pulled it out, and to her surprise, she saw a message from Mia. "Hey, I miss you too. Can we video chat soon?" A wave of relief washed over her. Mia hadn't forgotten her. What they had was still real, despite the distance. Sarah smiled, feeling a spark of hope reignite in her heart. They could reconnect, no matter how far apart they were. With renewed determination, Sarah quickly replied, "Yes, let's do it. I can't wait to see you." As she walked home, the weight on her chest began to lift. She knew that even though they were separated by miles, their friendship was strong enough to withstand anything. Sarah felt a sense of pride in reaching out, reminding herself that Deathworlders, like humans, could face any challenge together. Nothing could keep them apart, not time. They would always find a way to reconnect, just like the brave fleets of humans who traveled across the galaxy to help others. Sarah smiled, knowing that her friendship with Mia was worth fighting for. They would always be there for each other, no matter what. In that moment, Sarah felt a sense of hope, ready to face whatever came next. Just like the Deathworlders. She knew that when it came to friendships, they would send their own fleets of love and support, bridging any distance that tried to stand in their way. The days turned into weeks after Sarah and Mia reconnected. They had started video chatting every Sunday, sharing stories and laughter just like they used to. Each call brought back memories of their friendship, and Sarah felt a warmth in her heart that she hadn't felt since Mia moved away. But even with these chats, Sarah often felt an emptiness, as if something vital was still missing. One Sunday, as they settled in for their call, Sarah noticed Mia looked different. Her smile was there, but her eyes seemed clouded with worry. "Hey, you okay?" Sarah asked, concerned. Mia sighed and leaned closer to the camera. "I've just been feeling a bit lonely here. It's hard to make new friends, you know? I miss our adventures." Sarah's heart sank. She had been so focused on her own feelings of distance that she hadn't realized Mia was struggling too. "I miss our adventures too. Remember when we built that huge fort in my backyard? Spent the whole day pretending we were on a treasure hunt." Mia laughed softly, but Sarah could see the sadness behind her smile. "Yeah, I remember. I wish we could do that again." An idea sparked in Sarah's mind. What if we create a new adventure? Even if we're far apart, we can still do something fun together. Mia's eyes lit up. Like what? "How about we plan a virtual adventure weekend? You can pick a theme, dress up, and do activities related to it. It'll be just like old times," Sarah suggested, excitement bubbling in her voice. Mia grinned. "That sounds amazing. Let's do it." Over the next few days, Sarah and Mia worked together to plan their virtual adventure. They decided on a pirate theme inspired by their childhood treasure hunts. They would dress up as pirates, make pirate snacks, and even hold a treasure hunt in their homes. Sarah felt a renewed sense of purpose as they prepared for the weekend. She realized that even though they were miles apart, they could create new memories. As the day approached, Sarah went all out. She found an old bandana and a toy sword in her closet. She even made a makeshift treasure map, drawing little clues. That led to hidden treats around her house. The excitement built in her chest. This was their chance to feel close again, to bridge the distance with creativity and fun. When Adventure Day arrived, Sarah logged on to the video call, her heart racing with anticipation. Mia appeared on the screen, dressed in a pirate hat and a striped shirt. "Ahoy, matey!" Mia shouted, her face lighting up with excitement. "Ahoy! Ready to find some treasure?" Sarah replied, laughing. They spent the next few hours immersed in their pirate adventure. They shared stories of daring escapades, sang sea shanties, and even attempted pirate-themed snacks. Sarah had made banana cannonballs and cookies shaped like treasure chests. Mia showed off her homemade pirate juice, colorful mix of juices that looked like the ocean, as they laughed and played. Sarah realized how powerful their friendship was. Even though they were apart, they could still create joy together. It reminded her of the strength of humanity, the ability to adapt, to connect, and to support one another, no matter the distance. After their adventure, Mia looked more relaxed. "Thank you for this, Sarah. I really needed it. It felt like we were together again." Sarah smiled, her heart swelling with happiness. "I needed it too. It's easy to feel lost when someone you care about moves away, but we can still be there for each other, even if it's not in person." Exactly. Just like those brave humans who travel across galaxies to help their friends. "We may be far apart, but we can always send our own fleets of support," Mia said, her eyes shining with determination. They spent the next hour talking about their dreams and plans. Ada felt a new sense of hope for their friendship. If they could create adventures like this together, they could face anything. The distance that once felt so heavy now seemed lighter, replaced by the strength of their bond. As the call ended, Sarah sat back, feeling a wave of gratitude. She realized that reconnection didn't always mean closing the distance physically. Sometimes it meant finding new ways to bridge the gap. To send love and support across miles, with a smile on her face. Sarah knew that no matter where life took them, she and Mia would always find a way to be there for each other, just like the Deathworlders, who sent fleets to help their allies. Their friendship was a treasure, and together they could overcome anything. The weeks flew by after Sarah and Mia's virtual pirate adventure. They continued to plan themed calls, each one bringing them closer despite the miles that separated them. They became experts at finding new ways to connect, but deep down, Sarah still felt a lingering sadness. She missed the little things, sharing a snack in person, going for walks, and just being there together. One afternoon, while Sarah was doing her homework, she received a message from Mia. "Hey, want to plan another adventure this weekend?" Sarah's heart lifted at the thought. "Absolutely. What theme do you have in mind?" She replied quickly. Mia responded, "How about a space theme?" We can pretend to explore the universe like the brave Deathworlders. Sarah smiled at the idea. They had always loved talking about space and the mysteries of the universe. It was a perfect theme as they planned their space adventure. Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that something was still missing. She wanted to do more than just virtual calls. She wanted to feel connected in a deeper way. The distance sometimes felt overwhelming. She wished they could share experiences in person again. On the day of their space adventure, Sarah decorated her room with stars made of paper and hung them from the ceiling. She wore a silver shirt and a homemade astronaut helmet made from cardboard. She was excited, but a part of her still felt sad. When Mia logged onto the call, her eyes sparkled with excitement. "Wow, Sarah, you look amazing. Thanks. You too. I love your space outfit." They laughed together, but Sarah could still see a hint of loneliness in Mia's smile. After some fun activities, they decided to play a game where they imagined they were astronauts exploring a new planet. "Let's create our own world," Mia suggested. They took turns describing their planet, filling it with vibrant colors, strange creatures, and incredible landscapes. As they played, Sarah felt a rush of creativity. She began to share her ideas more freely, and soon the game turned into a wild adventure. They imagined flying through asteroid fields and discovering alien animals. But as they got lost in their stories, Sarah couldn't help but think about how much she wanted to experience real adventures with Mia again. "Wouldn't it be amazing if we could visit a real planet together?" Sarah said, her voice filled with yearning. Mia paused, her expression thoughtful. "Yeah, but we can make our own adventures here. It doesn't have to be space. We just have to find a way to connect." Sarah nodded, feeling inspired. "Maybe we could plan a special trip to see each other someday. We could explore together in person." Mia's eyes lit up. "That would be incredible. We could visit the amusement park, go on hikes, and just hang out." The thought of seeing Mia again sent a wave of excitement through Sarah. They spent the rest of the call discussing all the things they wanted to do together. With each idea, Sarah felt the distance between them growing smaller. They were creating a plan, a real adventure that would bring them together again. After their call ended, Sarah sat back and smiled. The hope of reconnecting filled her with energy. She decided to take action. She began to save money for a trip to visit Mia. Every time she put $1 in her jar, she felt like she was getting closer to her goal. As the weeks went by, Sarah also encouraged Mia to find ways to explore her new city. "You should go to that cool park I saw online. I bet it's amazing," she texted. Mia replied, "I will. I'll send you pictures." They began to share their daily lives more, sending photos and stories about their activities. Loved seeing Mia's new adventures, and it made her feel like she was a part of Mia's life again. One evening, as Sarah looked at the stars outside her window, she thought of Mia. She remembered how they used to lie on the grass together, pointing out constellations and dreaming about the future. "No matter where we are," she whispered to herself, "we're still connected." In that moment, Sarah realized that while distance was hard, it didn't have to break their bond. Just like the brave Deathworlders, who sent fleets across galaxies to help their friends, she and Mia were finding their own ways to overcome the challenges they faced, with hope in her heart. Sarah knew they would soon create new memories together, bridging the distance with love and determination. Their friendship was a powerful force, and she believed that no distance could ever truly separate them. As winter approached, the days grew shorter, and the air turned crisp. Sarah felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. She had been saving for weeks for a trip to visit Mia, and now the day was finally here. With her backpack filled with snacks and a camera, she stood at the door, ready to set off on her adventure. "Mia, here I come," she said to herself, feeling a rush of determination. The idea of seeing Mia again filled her with joy, but a small part of her was still anxious. What if things had changed too much? What if their friendship felt different in person? Sarah took a deep breath, reminding herself of the countless messages and video calls they had shared. They had built a bridge across the distance, and now she was ready to walk across it, after a long journey filled with bumpy bus rides and waiting at train stations. Sarah finally arrived at Mia's new city. The streets were bustling with people, and the buildings towered high above her. "Wow, this place is amazing." she thought, excitement bubbling inside her. She quickly checked her phone for Mia's address and headed toward her new home. When Sarah reached Mia's neighborhood, she felt her heart race. The moment had finally come. She knocked on the door and within seconds, it swung open. Mia stood before her, eyes wide with surprise and joy. "Sarah, you made it." They hugged tightly, both laughing and crying at the same time. It felt like no time had passed at all. "I can't believe you're actually here," Mia exclaimed, pulling back to look at Sarah's face. "I know. I've been counting down the days," Sarah replied, grinning from ear to ear. Mia led Sarah inside, and they quickly fell into their old rhythm. They spent the afternoon catching up, sharing stories about everything that had happened since they last saw each other. Sarah loved hearing about Mia's new school and her favorite spots. In the city, it felt like they were exploring a new world together, just like they used to. That evening, Mia suggested they go to a local park that had beautiful lights and decorations for the winter season. "It's magical at night," she promised. Sarah could feel the excitement in Mia's voice. She couldn't wait to see it. As they walked to the park, Sarah looked around in wonder. The city was alive with lights, music, and laughter. It felt like stepping into a dream. When they arrived at the park, Sarah gasped. The trees were covered in twinkling lights and people were skating on an ice rink nearby. "This is incredible," Sarah said, her eyes shining. They spent hours walking through the park, taking photos, and laughing together. They even joined a group of kids playing games, feeling like they were part of the magic of the moment. For the first time in a long time, Sarah felt completely at home. Later, as they sat on a bench, their fingers wrapped around steaming cups of hot chocolate, Sarah turned to Mia with a serious expression. "I'm really glad I came. I was worried things might be different, but it feels just like old times." Mia smiled softly. "Me too. I missed you so much. I was scared that moving away would change everything. It didn't change anything." "Important," Sarah said, her voice firm. "We've always been there for each other, no matter the distance. Just like those brave Deathworlders who send fleets to support their friends. We've built our own fleet of memories and experiences." Mia nodded, her eyes sparkling. "Exactly. We can keep building more memories together, no matter where life takes us." As they finished their hot chocolate, Sarah felt a sense of hope and happiness. Their friendship was stronger than ever, built on love and understanding. Didn't matter how far apart they were. They had found a way to reconnect and support each other, just like the heroes they admired. The next morning, they planned a day full of activities. They visited the city's science museum, where they marveled at the stars and planets, and later went to a cozy cafe for lunch. Every moment felt like a treasure, and Sarah knew she would cherish these memories forever as the sun began to set. Casting a warm glow over the city, Sarah and Mia found a quiet spot to sit. They talked about their dreams for the future and how they would always be there for each other, no matter what. "I'm so grateful for this visit," Sarah said, feeling a deep sense of connection. "It reminded me that distance can't break our bond. We can always find a way back to each other, just like those Deathworlders who send fleets across the galaxy." Mia smiled, her eyes shining with hope. "And I can't wait for our next adventure together." In that moment, Sarah felt a wave of joy wash over her. She realized that no matter how far apart they lived, their friendship would always be a source of strength and hope. Together, they could face anything that came their way. After Sarah's visit, life returned to its usual rhythm. Back at home, she felt a mix of happiness and longing. Her time with Mia had been amazing, and the memories they created together were now treasures in her heart. Yet the distance remained, and Sarah often found herself missing her friend more than ever. One evening, as Sarah sat at her desk, she looked at her phone. She had saved up enough money for another trip to see Mia, but she wanted to do something special this time. She wanted to surprise Mia with an unexpected adventure, just like the ones they used to have. The idea of planning something exciting filled her with energy. "What if I organize a surprise trip to the amusement park?" Sarah thought, her heart racing with excitement. It was a place they had always dreamed of visiting together. Sarah quickly grabbed her notebook and started writing down ideas. She wanted it to be perfect. As she planned, Sarah remembered how much they loved rides and games. She decided to make a list of everything they could do together: roller coasters, fun games, and even trying all the different foods. Each idea made her smile, and she felt hopeful that this surprise would bring them even closer. Over the next few weeks, Sarah kept her plan a secret. She sent Mia texts asking about her schedule, but never revealing her true intentions. Mia seemed busy with school and new friends, but Sarah could tell she still cherished their friendship. One Saturday morning, Sarah packed her bag, filled with snacks, some fun games, and a special gift for Mia, a friendship bracelet that they could wear together. It was a reminder of their bond, no matter how far apart they were. As she headed to the train station, Sarah felt nervous, but excited. She couldn't wait to see Mia's face when she revealed the surprise. The train ride felt long, but her anticipation kept her spirits high. When Sarah finally arrived at Mia City, she took a moment to gather her thoughts. She double-checked the amusement park's hours and made sure she had everything ready. Then, she headed to Mia's house, her heart pounding. With excitement, when she arrived, she knocked on the door, trying to contain her joy. Mia opened it, her eyes widening in surprise. "What are you doing here?" Sarah grinned, holding up the tickets for the amusement park. "Surprise. We're going to have an adventure today." Mia's face lit up with joy, and she jumped up and down. "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Can't believe you did this." They quickly got ready and headed to the amusement park, laughter filling the air. The moment they entered the park, they were overwhelmed by the sights and sounds. Bright colors, thrilling rides, and the smell of delicious food surrounded them as they raced from ride to ride. They screamed with excitement and shared stories just like they used to. They tried the biggest roller coaster first, and as they soared through the air, Sarah felt a rush of adrenaline and happiness. "This is incredible," she yelled, and Mia nodded, her face glowing with joy. After a day filled with laughter, games, and shared snacks, they found a quiet spot to rest. Sitting on a bench, they looked at the sunset, the sky painted in shades of orange and pink. Sarah reached into her bag and pulled out the friendship bracelets. "I made these for us," she said, handing one to Mia. "It's a reminder that no matter where we are, we'll always be connected." Mia's eyes sparkled with emotion as she took the bracelet. "Thank you, Sarah. This means so much to me. I've been feeling a bit lost here, but today reminded me how strong our friendship is." Sarah smiled, feeling a warmth inside her. It's like those Deathworlders who face challenges together. We can conquer anything too. Distance can't break our bond. Mia nodded, her expression serious, and we'll always find ways to support each other, no matter what. As they sat together, the sun disappearing behind the horizon, Sarah felt a deep sense of hope. Had created new memories, and their friendship had grown stronger. The distance that once felt heavy was now just a reminder of their commitment to each other. Later that evening, as they rode the Ferris wheel, Sarah looked out over the sparkling lights of the park. "I can't wait for our next adventure," she said, excitement bubbling within her. "Me too. Let's keep planning our adventures, no matter where life takes us," Mia replied, her voice filled with enthusiasm. In that moment, Sarah knew that their friendship was unbreakable. They would always find a way to reconnect, just like the brave fleets of humans who traveled across galaxies to help their friends. Together they would face any challenge, and their bond would shine brightly, no matter how far apart they were. As winter turned to spring, Sarah felt a renewed sense of hope and purpose. The blog she and Mia had created, Adventures Across the Miles, had blossomed into a vibrant community. People from different places shared their own stories of friendship, and every new post brought Sarah and Mia closer together. Their connection felt stronger than ever, even across the miles. One day, while scrolling through their blog comments, Sarah noticed a message that caught her eye. A follower named Alex had written, "Your blog inspires me. I feel distant from my best friend, but I want to reconnect." Sarah thought for a moment. She wanted to help Alex, just as she and Mia had helped each other. "Mia and I have learned that distance doesn't mean we can't stay connected. It just takes a little creativity and effort," she typed back. "Start by reaching out with a message. You can plan a virtual adventure or even write letters to show you care." After sending the message, Sarah felt a sense of fulfillment. She loved that their blog was not just about them, but also about helping others. It reminded her of the strength of human connections. Just like the brave Deathworlders who supported each other in times of need. That weekend, Sarah had a video call scheduled with Mia. They were excited to catch up and discuss new ideas for their blog. As they logged on, Sarah could see Mia's cheerful face. "Hey Sarah, I've been thinking about our next post. We should share more tips on staying connected." "I love that idea," Sarah replied. "We can include stories from our followers too. It'll show that we're all in this together." As they brainstormed, Mia shared something that had been on her mind. "You know, I've been thinking about how much I miss our in-person adventures. Maybe we could plan a bigger trip this summer." Sarah's heart raced at the thought. "Would be amazing. Could visit some cool places and do everything we talked about last time." Mia nodded excitedly. "Let's start making a list of things we want to do. We can even invite some of our followers to join us if they're nearby." The idea of a group adventure thrilled Sarah. It felt like they were not just reconnecting, but expanding their friendship into something even bigger. They spent hours planning, writing down places they wanted to visit, activities they wanted to try, and fun games to play as they worked. Sarah felt a wave of nostalgia wash over her. She remembered all the time they spent together before Mia moved away. The thought of being able to create new memories in person filled her with excitement. Soon, they decided on a date for their adventure trip. Sarah felt a rush of determination. She wanted to make this the best experience ever. "Let's make a video to share our plans with everyone. It'll get everyone excited and maybe inspire others to plan their own trips," she said. Mia agreed. And they quickly set up their cameras. They talked about their plans, shared their excitement, and invited their followers to share their own adventure ideas. Sarah felt a sense of purpose as they recorded the video. This was more than just a trip. It was a celebration of their friendship and the connections they had built through their blog. After they posted the video, the response was overwhelming. Followers commented with enthusiasm, sharing their own adventure stories, and expressing their excitement to follow along. Sarah felt a sense of joy and fulfillment. Their blog had turned into a community of support and inspiration, where people could share their experiences, no matter the distance. As the days passed, Sarah and Mia continued to plan their adventure. They even started a countdown on their blog, building anticipation for their trip. Each day they shared fun facts, tips for travel, and stories to keep their followers engaged. Finally, the day of their adventure arrived. Sarah packed her bag, filled with snacks, games, and the friendship bracelets they had made. She couldn't believe the moment was finally here. When they met at the designated spot, it felt like a dream. They hugged tightly, grinning from ear to ear. "We did it. We're finally together again," Mia exclaimed. As they set off on their adventure, Sarah felt a wave of happiness. Their friendship had transformed into something beautiful, one that brought joy not just to them, but to everyone around them. Throughout the trip, they created new memories, revisited old favorites, and shared their journey with their followers. They took photos, recorded videos, and laughed until their sides hurt. In those moments, Sarah realized that distance had not weakened their bond. It had made it stronger, just like the Deathworlders who sent fleets across galaxies to support each other. Sarah and Mia had built their own fleet of friendship that could weather any storm. As the sun set on their adventure, Sarah looked at Mia and smiled. "No matter what happens, we'll always find a way to stay connected. Our friendship is limitless." Mia nodded, her eyes shining with hope. "Together, we can conquer anything." In that moment, Sarah knew that their friendship was not just a bond, it was a powerful force that would guide them through any challenge, no matter how far apart they might be in the future. After the unforgettable day at the amusement park, Sarah felt a wave of happiness wash over her. The surprise trip had brought her and Mia closer, and their friendship felt stronger than ever. But as the days passed, Sarah returned to her routine, and the distance began to weigh on her again. They couldn't see each other as often as she would have liked. She missed Mia's presence in her daily life. One evening, While looking through the photos from their adventure, Sarah noticed a message from Mia. "Hey, I've been thinking. How about we start a project together? Something that keeps us connected even when we're apart." Sarah's heart raced with excitement. "What kind of project?" she replied, eager to hear more. Mia quickly responded. "We could create a blog where we share our adventures, thoughts, and ideas. We can write about places we explore, books we read, and anything else we want to share. It'll be like our own little world where we can always connect." Sarah loved the idea. "That sounds amazing. We can call it Adventures Across the Miles." They spent the following days brainstorming ideas for their blog. They decided to include photos, stories, and even videos of their experiences. They wanted to inspire others who might also feel distant from their friends. Each time they worked on the blog, Sarah felt like they were building a bridge, one that would connect them no matter the distance. As they launched the blog, Sarah felt a sense of purpose. They shared their first post about their day at the amusement park, complete with photos and a story about their adventures. They wrote about the rides, the food, and the joy of being together. It felt good to share their experiences with the world. The blog quickly gained a small following. Friends and family began to comment, sharing their own stories of friendship and distance. Sarah felt proud every time someone left a message, thanking them for the inspiration. It was a reminder that distance was not just a barrier. It could also bring people closer through creativity and connection. One day, while working on a new post, Sarah received a message from Mia. "I have an idea. Let's hold a virtual event for our blog. We can invite our followers to join us in an online adventure day. We can do challenges, share stories, and connect with everyone." Sarah's excitement bubbled over. "Yes, that's a great idea. We can create a schedule and plan fun activities. It will be like a big party." They worked hard to organize the event, planning games, story-sharing sessions, and even a trivia quiz about their favorite topics. The event day approached. Sarah felt nervous, but hopeful. She wanted it to be special. When the day finally arrived, Sarah logged onto the video platform, her heart racing. She saw Mia's face on the screen, and they both smiled widely. "We're really doing this," Mia said, her excitement contagious. As the event began, people from different places joined in. Friends, family, and even some new followers showed up, ready for fun. They played games, shared stories, and laughed together, while Sarah felt the distance fade away as they connected over shared experiences. During one of the sharing sessions, Sarah spoke about her friendship with Mia. "Even though we live far apart, our connection is strong. We've built something special, and it shows that distance doesn't have to mean being apart." Mia added, "Exactly. Like the Deathworlders who send fleets to support each other, we can create our own fleet of friendship that travels across miles." Their words resonated with everyone. People began to share their own stories of friendship, love, and support, and the chat filled with messages of encouragement and hope. By the end of the event, Sarah felt overwhelmed with joy. "This was amazing. I can't believe how many people joined us," she said, looking at Mia. "I know. It shows that friendships matter, no matter the distance," Mia replied, her eyes shining with excitement. As they wrapped up the event, Sarah realized how much they had grown together. They had taken their feelings of distance and turned them into something beautiful. Their blog had become a platform for people to connect, share, and inspire one another. That night, Sarah reflected on the day. She felt a renewed sense of hope. She knew that distance would always be a part of life, but it didn't have to define her relationship with Mia. They had created a powerful way to stay connected, and she was grateful for the journey they had taken together. With a smile on her face, Sarah thought about their next adventure. They would continue to explore new ideas, share their lives, and support each other, no matter where they were in the world. Just like the brave Deathworlders, they would always find a way to unite, proving that true friendship could overcome any distance.